Hello and welcome to another bike ride review. I'm Scott, and today we're hitting the tarmac on the SAVA AeroX SLR8, a slick aero race bike with a full carbon build, a premium group set, and a surprisingly low price tag. This is the second bike that we've sampled from SAVA, and we raised some doubts about the build quality of the AK-105 that they sent us last year. Now, I'm happy to say that they were very responsive and eager to address the issues that we raised. And I look forward to reviewing a revamped AK-105 in the near future. So keep your eyes out for that. In the meantime, let's get into SAVA's AeroX, a UCI approved carbon road bike. Popping open the box, I found a printed user manual. The manual is generic and it covers 3 different styles of SAVA bikes. To get the information I needed to complete assembly, I had to search through the various assembly videos that SAVA publishes online. When I was assembling the AeroX, there was no dedicated video available online for the AeroX. I let SAVA know that this was an issue, and to their credit, before I finished testing the AeroX, SAVA had contacted me to let me know that they had published an assembly video for it. It would be good for SAVA to include a direct link or a QR code to this video for future customers to make it easier to find. Assembly was straightforward, apart from a couple of small hiccups. The bike arrived with the brake calipers already installed, but there wasn't enough slack in the front brake hose to get the stem onto the steer tube. So I had to remove the front caliper to install the handlebar, and then reinstall the caliper. Also, despite there being no signs of damage to the packaging, the derailleur hanger was bent. SAVA supplies a spare hanger, so this was easy to fix, but that left me without a spare hanger. With the new hanger installed, Shimano's eTube app made indexing easy. All components were greased properly, and both wheels ran true. The only other problem was some missing paint around the rear brake mount and dropout. SAVA says this happened during shipping, but given the lack of damage to the box, I don't see how this is possible. In any case, it would be good to see SAVA address this with better packaging. The AeroX's elegant lines, dark colors, and an attractive metallic black and gray finish give it a sleek, premium look. The aerodynamic frame is made from T800 carbon fiber with T1000 reinforcement. The frame has fully internal cable routing and tapered Aero shapes. Fully assembled, the bike weighs 16.64 pounds, or 7.54 kilograms. For comparison, the $6,599 Trek Madone SL7 Gen 8 is heavier, at 17.36 pounds. The AeroX frame comes in 3 colors and 5 sizes, from extra small to extra large. I'm testing the size large, or the 540 frame. I had a look at the steer tube and inside the frame using a borescope. The interior of the frame looks well finished, and it lacks any noticeable inconsistencies or red flags, such as peeling carbon fiber. The steer was also fairly well finished, though there are a few ridges and seams that I have not seen on more expensive carbon forks. To the naked eye, the quality of the carbon appears to be good. SAVA offers the AeroX as an SLR8 with Ultegra Di2, which we're testing, or with Shimano 105 Di2, the SLR7. The Ultegra version comes standard with W45 carbon wheels. You can also choose Shimano's Dura Ace C60 wheels, but this raises the price considerably. The W45 wheels are branded Knight, but they have nothing to do with the Knight composites in the United States. This wheel set includes 45mm deep Yihong carbon rims with a wavy profile. These are wrapped in 28mm Continental Grand Prix tires. The wheel set weighs 1,595 grams, 706 grams for the front wheel and 889 grams for the rear. The tires weigh 285 grams each, and the tubes 89 grams. The semi-wireless Shimano Ultegra Di2 group is the main selling point for the AeroX. It includes a 50 to 34 tooth crankset and 12-speed 11 to 34 tooth cassette. Again, Tuning is done through Shimano's app, which also manages firmware updates. This drivetrain is easy to set up and it provides immediate gear shifts. The Ultegra brakes, with a 160mm front rotor and a 140mm rotor at the back, are also great performers, with modulation that's easy to love. The cockpit is clean, with carbon drop bars, Ultegra levers, and internal cabling. The Physics saddle sits on a carbon seat post that contains the Di2 battery. The AeroX has two sets of bosses inside the main triangle, one on the down tube and another on the seat tube. The AeroX's sizing felt accurate, and I easily found a good position on this size large frame. I'm 6 feet tall and have a 33-inch inseam. The AeroX's 1.46 stack-to-reach ratio results in a low, aggressive position that's well suited to fast road riding or racing. I ran tire pressures of 63.5 psi front and 69.5 psi in the rear over a mix of dry and wet pavement, with some broken and rough sections. The AeroX accelerated easily, both from a stop and while rolling. The low weight and stiff frame efficiently translated my pedal strokes into forward motion. The AeroX also maintains speed well. I also found it to be a great climber, tackling hills with notable ease and rolling very fast over flats and small inclines. Again, the Ultegra groupset is a real pleasure, and the gearing range was a perfect match for me, whether I was climbing, cruising, or descending at speed. I easily and quickly found the right gear. That said, some riders may prefer a 52 and 36 tooth chain set for pedaling at higher speeds. The brakes combine excellent feel and modulation with strong stopping power. So in all conditions, I was always able to maximize braking without locking up a wheel. Continental's Grand Prix tires felt fast, while providing plenty of grip over a mix of wet and dry pavement. These tires, combined with the bike's full carbon construction, mitigated road chatter well, and it soaked up impacts from uneven pavement and broken road surfaces. I always felt very comfortable on the bike. For lower rolling resistance and a more supple ride, you could upgrade to Continental's famed GP 5000S TR tires. My first pro is the lightweight carbon fiber construction. The AeroX's carbon fiber frame, wheels, handlebar, and seat post help keep weight down. At 16.64 pounds in size large, it easily competes with Aero road bikes from big name brands like the Canyon Aero CF SLX8 Di2, which costs over double at $6,199 and weighs 16.45 pounds in size medium. The AeroX is also around 0.8 pounds lighter than the $6,599 Trek Madone SL7 Gen 8. Shimano's Ultegra Di2 is excellent. It provides a premium shifting experience, and the app makes setup, adjustments, and updates easy. The shifting is clean and quick, and the click of the shift buttons is very satisfying. The 50 to 34 tooth crankset and 11 to 34 tooth 12-speed cassette were perfect for my rides. And my third pro is the pricing. Given the overall build quality and premium components, the AeroX is priced extremely aggressively. Most carbon aero race bikes with Ultegra Di2 cost roughly double this bike. My first con was some minor damage during unboxing. And sure, this bike is substantially cheaper than some similarly spec'd competitors, but you still don't want your bike to arrive with damage, especially when it costs thousands of dollars. Ours arrived with a bent derailleur hanger and paint damage around the rear brake mount and dropout. My second con is the information and experience. It was hard to find the information that I needed to assemble this bike. The manual that came in the box is generic, and it lacks vital information. For example, I had to search through other assembly videos to find out how to plug the Di2 components into the battery. The situation is further complicated by an agreement that SAVA has with one of its distributors in North America, which means that you need a VPN app to access the SAVA website. Even after I'd done that, I found two different websites showing different models in stock and different information. So generally speaking, SAVA could do a much better job of giving customers clear information. Having said that, they did quickly upload a new assembly video for the AeroX after I complained about its absence. So after spending time with the AeroX, what do I think of this bike? This is clearly a performance-oriented machine for cyclists who want legitimate speed, solid handling, and an excellent group set, without the premium price tag. However, the generic user manual and the challenges accessing the SAVA website are not optimal for a brand that sells direct to consumers. SAVA promised me that they're addressing these problems, and I hope so. At $2,999, the AeroX delivers great value. If you can look past the support shortcomings and accept some risk buying from a lesser known brand. The bike rides well, and the components perform very well. Though this frame appears not to suffer from the quality control problems that I found on the AK105, you still have to bear in mind that the frame, fork, wheelset, and accessories are all at the budget end of the market. So what are your thoughts on SAVA? Share them in the comments below. And if you're riding a SAVA bike, let me know how you like it, because I want to hear more. If you're looking for a new bike, check out bikeride.com for hundreds of bike reviews and our curated best bike lists. You can browse cycling events near you, brush up on maintenance with our repair guides, and chat with other cyclists around the world in the Bike Ride forums. I'll be back soon with another bike ride review, and I hope that you'll join me.